Hey everyone, it's been quite a while. Anyway, I had to get out of the house because over where I live, I'm being targeted. My area is being targeted with helicopters and planes, and we're being terrorized by a chemical that's coming down night and day. And this chemical smells just like pesticide. Just imagine this. Let's just take a can of your bug spray. Let's say everybody has a can spray, you know, and close up all your windows and your doors and just spray it all over your house. No, this would be complete poison. In other words, nobody would ever do that. You would be smarter than that. This is exactly what the air smells like. I gave you an example so that when you walk outside of my area, I'm reporting from where I live. When I open my back door to my patio or go out to the front door, this chemicals falling onto my head cause me to have to put a mask on or a bandana. So that is what I'm going through right now. My family, my dogs, we are enduring hell. And I have video footage, I have proof. I'm actually going to supply you with a multi-day, several day vlog of my experience of this pesticide, just to show you what is happening in my area. I live in Southern California, being terrorized by helicopters and poison pesticide coming down. So God's given me a lot on this subject, and it's a chemical operation, which in the word COVID, COVID, a lot of people are already covering the V, which is vaccine, and the ID, which is, you know, coming. But I'm going to be covering the chemical operation part. So the Lord's given me a lot on that, and I have proof to show you. And plus, I'm breathing the air. What this does, it gives you symptoms when you inhale this pesticide that's being sprayed upon you. Perhaps you're being terrorized by this chemical in your state and in your area. It causes you to you get hot, and then you can get cold, so you can just break out in sweats. You definitely get stopped up in your nose, and you can definitely get congested. So what are those paralleling to? Yes, that would be flu-like symptoms, because everybody in the world's had the flu before, H1N1 or some sort of a virus like that. And you know, and when you get a virus, you have chills, and oftentimes you'll have a fever. Oftentimes you'll have a stopped up nose, you can't breathe, and you know, just these things. So this is my upcoming video. I'm not here specifically to go over that, although I had to get out of my place because we're being terrorized by helicopters above and planes that are just flying through the sky. And I have footage from today, from 12:30 until 1:22 p.m. today. We were being pummeled by this chemical that smells just like pesticide. But I'm going over to the beach in a second. I'm going to do a drive-by. My friends, I have a bunch of friends that I've met along the way, you know, fighting many battles, whether it be Sanctuary City or, you know, we've just been fighting many battles together through the years for Trump and freedom, you know, and we've been in there. And so they're out there on the beach right now, and they're marching for freedom. They have decided to come out today and say, open back up America, open up California. You know, we've had it. And I drove through there a second ago. The pier is closed down. The parking lots are roped off. The parallel street parking, everything has a meter, you know, you pay no matter what. That is also has cones, and it's, you know, you can't go on that, and you can't park there. You also have a situation where you have security, and they're in front of the pier, and you have helicopters. I can see the helicopter right now. I'm looking over toward the beach to my left. I'm in the parking lot right nearby at a grocery store. I just went in, and the helicopter is terrorizing the people that are right under them. And you know, I don't know if you've lived through anything like this. Have you ever had a helicopter so close down on top of you, where it's very, very annoying, and that's the only noise you hear. It's very loud, and it almost feels as if you can reach your hand up and literally almost touch it. That's how close it's getting down to you. That's wrong, and it's terrorizing people. And I'm having that in my area, but they're spraying chemicals. My helicopters that come out, they come out at night, and they flash red and green and white lights. My friend and I noticed this back in 2018. We were trying to figure this out. Was this a drone? What was this thing? So that's when these things first showed up. Now they have rolled it out like I have never seen here in 2020. At night, they send out different sorts of scenarios and planes that fly very low and spray, and you hear them all through the night as well. So I have to turn on 2 sound little boxes in our place so that we'll sound out that noise so we can get some sleep. But right now I'm going to take you over, and I don't think I'm going to get out. I realize that this fight is a principality. I realize that this is a spiritual battle, and I pray for them. I've already marked my territory with the words of Jesus Christ, and the freedom fighters are the heavenly host and Jesus himself, and of course we have to have boots on the ground. But I'm not quite sure if they're spraying them over there, and I just can't endure that chemical. I can't deal with it. I've already been sprayed for, well, it's been several months now straight. They're not letting up where I live. Now I can only speak for myself. I can only tell you what I'm going through. Whether you want to believe it or not, this could be happening to you. You definitely would hear it. So I definitely think you would be aware of it, and certainly you can smell it, because like I said, no one closes up all of their windows and doors and takes a can of deadly poisonous bug spray and just sprays it in the air. And this is exactly what this stuff is smelling like. It'll give you all the symptoms of a virus too. And a lot of my neighbors may not be aware of what's up in the sky, but I've always been this way. And I've always, even as a child, I've always looked up and noticed more things in creation and nature, in nature. So going back to my point, I'm a little stopped up here today. I don't receive any of those things that the enemy's trying to put on me. By the way, I push back darkness by the blood of Christ, and I reject poison coming over me into my body. I'm just telling you what this enemy is trying to do. This enemy is the deep state. This is bigger than the president. See, Space Force is whoever rules the air, rules the world. I mean, this is what Donald Trump has said himself. That's why he has Space Force. I'm sure he's fighting this. I'm sure he's aware of what's going on, and certain areas are probably worse than others. So if you want to see in a sec, I'm going to do a little drive-by, and we'll see my friends out there. But I don't feel like being terrorized no more with no helicopters. So I'll see you in just a moment. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.